Hello, welcome to the second lecture of zero level trigonometry. We are working with this geometrical idea that we can imagine one line rotating. As it rotates, let us say starts from here with 0 degree, then in the line this line comes at 90 degree and so on. So if we see cos theta formula, this is just a geometrical visualization. Cos theta is base by hypotenuse, right, and sine theta is perpendicular by hypotenuse. Now we are trying to find out what is the value of cos 0 and sine 0. So what happens when this line rotates, right? So this was the reference line. So when theta is 0, this is theta. When theta is 0 means this two line, this base and hypotenuse will be like this, right? Hypotenuse will land here, base is here only, so they are like this. So what, this perpendicular length becomes 0. So perpendicular length becomes 0 for theta equal to 0, and base becomes equal to hypotenuse, and for that reason you can prove it, or that cos 0 is 1 and sine 0 is 0. Okay, and you can try to do that with 90 degree also, see what happens. So that is a geometrical idea. Okay, just for the fun of trigonometry. Now if I tell you, I guess you guys are familiar with this idea of this sine 0 is 0, cos 0 is 1, sine 45 is 1 by root 2, and so on. So if you know that, then the important part comes in physics. If you plot sine theta versus theta, okay, so on this side we are plotting sine theta, and this side we are plotting theta. Now as I told you, theta can be measured in radian as well as in degree. We will write for both. So this is 0 degree. Let us say this is 90 degree, then 180 degree, 270 degree, and 360 degree. This is called one complete cycle. Okay, now it turns out that what is the value of sine 90 is 1, and its minimum value is minus 1. So the maximum value is plus 1 and the minimum value is minus 1. Now we all know that sine 0 is 0, so the first point will be here only. Sine 90 degree is plus 1, so I am just putting a point above here. Then we can all prove that sine 180 is 0, so there is a dot here. Then using trigonometry idea, we can prove that sine 270 is minus 1. Then we can also prove that sine 360 degree is going to be 0. So it turns out that the sine function is like this. Now of course it does not stop here. After 360 degree, okay, this is 90 degree increment, we have okay, we are adding 90 degree at once. So if you add it, just add 90 degree and so on. So what happens, the same function, okay, if I draw it in a simple way, the function goes like this, right? We have drawn up to this is 360 degree, right? And it will just keep on increasing here in 90 degree step, so it repeats itself. So this kind of function is called periodic functions. Okay, periodic function, and you can see this is let me write 360 degree. So 360 degree is one cycle, then this will be 720 degree. I'm obvious. So you can see, if you take a snapshot of this, right, the function repeat itself, right? So if you take a snapshot of this, then this snapshot is also same, And if you guys remember waves, we represent wave also like this only, right? So actually sine function, cosine functions, they're used to represent waves. So they are called periodic function. The simple fact I am going to write is they are called, means sine 360 degree plus theta is equal to sine theta. That is one reason to call it a periodic function. Okay, so let me just complete it. If you add 90 degree to this, this will be 450 degree. If you add 90 degree to this, then that will be 540 degree or something. So it is going to be something like this. Okay, and it will continue. So sine function goes up and down. Its maximum value is +1, -1, and this is called sine function. Okay, you guys should understand it, and this is called periodic function, and periodic function plays a very important role. Okay, this is called periodic function. Why it is called periodic function? Because it repeats its value after 360 degree. If you take a snapshot, this looks one way, other part looks the same way. Okay, so it repeats its value, that's why it's a periodic function, and it's a very important function for dealing with waves. Now let us talk about cosine function. So if I plot cos theta versus theta, so again cos maximum value is +1 and its minimum value is -1. Now if you guys can recall, then cos 0 degree is 1, cos 90 is 0, cos 180 we calculated it's -1, and cos 270 will be 0, and 360 degree will be +1. So it turns out that cos function, if you draw it, it goes like this. Okay, this is a cosine function, one cycle, and same way we are having a 90 degree angle gap, so there will be 450, then 540 and so on here, and this value will repeat its, so it is going to be something like this. Okay, again it keeps on going. Again, if you see the snapshot of this part, okay, if you pay attention to this part, then you will find that this part repeat itself again. It's a periodic function because sine 1 means 360 degree plus theta, sorry, cos 360 degree plus theta is going to be cos theta only, as we talked about. Okay, so this is also, now you can see a similarity and dissimilarity between them. Okay, from here to here it grows, from here to here it falls, right? They are related because of this graph. They are related in very particular way, that sine 90 minus theta is cos theta. So if you are here, then that is 1, right? Now 90 minus theta means that is 0, so you are here. Okay, so that is also a relation, sine 90 minus theta is cos theta. Okay, and so on. Now they play very important role in physics. Actually, whenever you will talk about we'll talk about circular motion, simple harmonic motion, waves, these graphs are going to play a huge role. Okay, now I will urge you to draw the function by yourself, like minus cos theta versus theta, and minus sin theta versus theta. Okay, just try. Now next what we are going to do is you are going to get a lot of formulas in trigonometry. It's impossible actually to deal with all the formulas in one class, but in physics wherever we'll encounter it or wherever I encounter it in explanation, I will try to explain it. Just I will write down some formula which is useful. Okay, some very few formula I'm going to write, so that will complete the formula list. So you guys are all familiar with this thing, sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1 from old times. Then now second one, sin 2 theta, we write it to be 2 sin theta cos theta. Second is cos 2 theta is equal to cos square theta minus sin square theta. Yeah, I'm not going to add any more than this. Now what we can do, actually you can combine this and this. Okay, so that is again a thing I am leaving for you. See, cos theta is cos square theta minus sin square theta. From here what I can write sin square theta to be 1 minus cos square theta, right? Now so from here you can find by merging these two formulas. One is cos square theta is 1 plus cos 2 theta by 2. Just make sure that you get it. Okay, so how you get this? Just change sin square into cos square theta, you will get it. And you are also going to get, if you change cos into sin, then you are going to get sin square theta is equal to 1 minus cos 2 theta by 2. Okay, now so just remember this, and any trigonometric things you can prove it using angles. Okay, so it's better to prove this. So if you want to prove this is equal to this, you can use the value of angles. Okay, so you can start with cos 45, find what is cos 45 here, then cos this will be 90 degree, and you can correlate them, right? Now there are some more formulas. One is, if you guys remember law of cosines, what we did in vectors. Okay, whether you guys remember or not, that I don't know, but there is, suppose you have this angle to be A, this angle to be B, this angle to be C, and suppose opposite of A is A, opposite of B is B, and opposite to C is C, right? Now here law of cosines, I'm not going to prove it, but if you want me, then let me know. If I write what is the value of cos A, okay, this angle, see, opposite side is small a of the capital angle, capital B is the angle, its side is B, okay, opposite. So cos A is going to be C square plus B square minus A square by 2BC. This is law of cosine, so I am writing cos A. How I have done this? See, cos A, this square minus this square by 2BC. Okay, this can be proven using scalar product method. Same way I can guess cos C. So cos C is going to be what? See the opposite side, A square plus B square and minus C square by 2AB. Now I will leave up to you to write what will be cos B. Now let me finish it with this. in this thing, in this triangle, this is called law of cosines. Okay. There is also one rule which says sine A by A is equal to sine B by B and equal to sine C by C. Okay. So these are the basic things what we need, and as I told you, whenever you will encounter circular motion, simple harmonic motion, waves, this trigonometry is going to play a huge role. Now in the next video we are going to talk about calculus, okay, differentiation or integration and so on. Thank you.